Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jeff. I'm a full-time reseller, and today is a lot better than it was yesterday sale-wise. We've got quite a few sales we're going to go over, and then we'll tally them up at the end. I'm going to break this up. I have to pause this in a bit. I've got somebody coming to buy a dog pool that unfortunately my dog never got to use. He passed in January. Still devastated over it. Not ready to become a dog owner again. He was just the most amazing chocolate lab ever. So let's get into some sales. I'm going to also read a couple interesting feedbacks and messages that I got. But let's start with a couple sales, and then we'll get into I don't really have a topic for today, but let's see where the day takes us. Sold this Kingdom Hearts figure. I picked this up at a garage sale, must have been last summer, for $7. This sold for $50. I sent an offer out. I guess he couldn't refuse it. I've had that for a while. Happy to see it go. I actually have some other Kingdom Hearts that he might not have seen, so I'm waiting to see if I can maybe do an upsell. We will see. We will see. I sold another one of these Spud McKenzie's We the People vintage. These are vintage posters. I probably have about 40 more of these left. These have never been rolled up. They're from 1987. Super cool piece. Just they all have like a tiny little bit of moisture wear. Like, I mean, it is tiny. You can just see a few creases right there. These are still they're still attached to the cardboard. Like, you just peel them off whenever I sell one. They're super cool. Bought those off of a beer advertising salesman. Bought a bunch of stuff. It was all pristine, super cool, like a pretty cool find. Sold that one for $17, which is a plus. I can't remember if it's $6 or $8 shipping. That's about where they sell right about now. I've been selling them fairly consistently, so yes. Don't like that. All right, sorry, gotta move something because I need to move my laptop here. So the lady who bought those cups yesterday, I've already packaged them because she wanted me to get her a quote. It ended up costing a little bit more than I charged for shipping and handling. Now, she was as I had mentioned, she was relatively new to eBay. She asked me to have patience with her, which I did. And I just wanted to read to you the last email that I got from her. She said, "Thank you for everything. I never thought sellers would be so nice and replied so fast. Can't wait to see my glasses. This will be the best and funniest Christmas gift ever." Love hearing stuff like that. And, I'm going to read to you another feedback that I got. This was a returning customer of mine. He's probably bought from me 3 or 4 times. And I think this is kind of like this is the kind of level of customer service and overall performance, like the items that I have in my store. So he says, "Seller puts a lot of pride and quality in packaging the books for shipping. Lots of high grade gems that are not readily available on eBay. You won't be disappointed." Now, I know that my store often comes under criticism for the types of items that I sell. A lot of them are unique, not all of them. I've got plenty of things that are common as well, lots of staples and whatnot. But I think people will look at my store and they'll think, because maybe it's so contrast to how they're doing eBay, how they're doing reselling, and they'll think, oh, nobody wants these kinds of items, or you're not priced competitively, or eBay is changing, reselling is changing, and you're a dinosaur. I respectfully disagree, and I will continue to disagree. I have been consistent in the types of items that I sell. A lot of them are unique, and that's okay. You can do eBay however you want to do eBay. There are so many different ways to be a reseller. In fact, the way I do eBay actually, in my opinion, gives me an advantage because I don't have a lot of competition. My biggest issue is trying to get my items in front of people. And that's where I think a lot of criticism that I exhibit for eBay when it comes to the ability for people to search items. That's kind of where I'm coming from, because I think that their search is just messed up. But this is not a video about that. This is just a video explaining that even though you might not think, you might not think that certain items aren't going to sell, believe me, you don't always know what's going to sell. I don't always know what's going to sell. I say that all the time. I am shocked at some of the things that I sell. And yeah, you'll see that in time. You're gonna see some cool sales down the road. I wish I had a YouTube channel when I had sold some other things that are just so unique and so weird, and it's just like, man, I can't believe that's gonna sell. Like the other day, I sold that little keychain accessory for a $12 shipped. Who would have ever thought that would have sold for $12 including shipping? It was something that you would probably just throw away. And that's kind of what I pride myself on. You do not know how many times people buy things from me and they're so happy because like I'm the only one that has it. And that's part of the joy that I get out of reselling, and that I'm not going to change that. If I were to conform with how a lot of people talk about reselling and how they say that this is how you have to do it, to me, then that would just be a job. And that's not what I'm looking for. That's not why I do what I do. Picked this up at a comic convention a couple weeks ago. Not the one that I just did the video on. You're going to see something that sold from that. This was the smaller one. The artist for this is James Stocco. He's just phenomenal. Like, you probably can't really see, but there's just so much detail. And he did a little sketch inside. Sold this for $125. And yeah, I'd like to keep it, but I really just don't keep a lot of things. Sold a comic scene magazine, shipping to Canada for $18 plus shipping. Everything that I sell has shipping. All right, one more feedback. So it's on these. Now the customer, it's kind of weird. He left feedback before he actually received the items. These Mad magazines. No, they're not magazines. They're little pocket books. God, dude, if you're over 40, these will bring back memories. So he made an offer last night, and I just could not find them. I'm like looking and I'm looking, and you know how we get dinged so badly, and I'm in the process of really trying to reorganize my inventory. I'm not perfect. I've never said I do things perfectly. I make a ton of mistakes, but you just got to keep going. And I took down the order and I messaged the guy. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. I just can't find these. They're nowhere to be found, but I know I have them, or at least I was like 99% sure I had them, because sometimes you start to question yourself. You're like, did I sell that? He was super cool about it. He's like, no worries. He's like, let me know when you find it. I really do want these. So then, I looked some more, couldn't find it. Went on a walk with my wife, came back. We watched a little bit of The Witcher on Netflix. We're just about done with season 3. And then we're going to go to bed. And I'm lying in bed, and it's just like bugging me. So I get up, go downstairs, go down to my inventory. Found it in like 5 minutes. Sometimes you just need to get away from it. Like if you're ever trying to remember something, just don't think about it and it'll come to you. And literally in like 2 minutes, I found it, relisted them, sent him a message. He was so happy. He ended up. So I went to bed. He bought them. He actually paid a little bit more. So he had made an offer, and I said I would honor it. And so I listed it And I couldn't remember what the offer was. And I'm like, just make an offer for what you had done. And he just ended up buying it. It was only like a couple bucks more. But anyhow, so this is the feedback that he left. Fast shipping, well packaged, items as described. I mean, that must just have been like a template. But then he added this. Seller reached out to me immediately to update me on item status and was in quick communication after locating items, immediately relisted and honored original accepted best offer price. Very fast and open communication. Thank you for keeping these mad pocketbooks alive. I mean, I just love hearing stuff like that. Like, and I like it because he is super stoked. He's super happy to have found these. These were probably a bad buy on my part. I think I paid maybe not a bad buy. These sold for $30. I want to say I paid $6 or $7 for these, but they sat around forever. I think part of me, sometimes, I'm wrong when I buy things, and I'll admit it. And and unless you're getting them for super cheap, and I mean, I guess it's not a bad buy. Turning $6 or $7 into $30 is not a bad buy, but when you consider the space that they take up and whatnot. But anyhow, it all worked out. Sold a couple Emily Strange books. These sold for $22 plus shipping, and so, like I said, the Firma, those glasses sold for $35 yesterday, but really let's subtract another $5 from that because the shipping was actually way too much. I didn't have the right size box, and with glasses, I would rather. It was just where they were shipping to. Quebec is just, it's a province that is just notorious for high shipping rates. So the only other sale that I have as of right now, and I'm going to pause this video, and then I'm meeting somebody, as I said, and then I'll come back and finish it up, was this bad boy. Just picked this up. And a lot of you might not have seen this video on this pickup because the comic haul video that I did on Sunday was one of my lowest watched videos, kind of since my channel was kind of blown up a bit. I mean, blown up relative to where it was. I bought this in a lot. So I bought this and 4 other graded comics. Essentially got them all for about $120. And it cost about $35-$40 to actually send it in. Actually a little bit more to actually send it in to get it graded. So I basically got them all at cost. So I sold that for $375. And it was basically listed since Sunday night. And in that video, I talk about this artist. The cover artist who did this her name is Jenny Frison, Frison, and she's kind of blowing up in the comic world. Certain artists, they just, they put out this amazing high quality work for a while, and sometimes it's not recognized right away. And this is one of her earlier works. And I'm probably going to regret selling this for what I did. Like, I listed it for $5. The guy came in at $125 as an offer. And I'm just like, yeah, no. I countered at $4. He counters at $250. And then I countered at $375. And I said, this is my low. I basically stated, like, people are asking $100 or more for an ungraded copy. I'm like, this is graded. It's a 9.8. It's in phenomenal condition. I go, this is my low. I'm okay if you don't buy it. Sometimes if you're straight up with your buyers and you mean it, like if you have no attachment to that sale, like it would be easy after yesterday's 0 in sales for me to jump on a $250 to offer, but you got to know the value of your items. And in all my years of selling comics, there's only one comic that I've ever regretted selling. And it's one called Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes 23, and it's the Adam Hughes cover. It is just one of the most iconic and most beautiful covers of all time. It has Supergirl on the cover, and it is just phenomenal. And I bought it for $4, sold it for $350, and that particular comic is like over 1,000 or more now, like probably more. It wasn't graded, but if I would have sent it in to get it graded, it probably would have been worth way more than that. So I might regret selling this, but I don't regret the profit. And there's, the way I look at it is there's always more to buy. All right. So we'll recap everything, and I have a couple offers that I'm waiting to see. So let me just pause this video and I will be back. Okay, so I thought somebody might be interested in how I packaged a couple of the items that I did today. So this is that Godzilla trade paperback, and basically I have a piece of cardboard underneath here that I have taped the actual trade to, and then I've wedged these pieces of, I don't know, packaging, and then I'll basically just take some paper like this, and then kind of tuck it under as best I can, and then just close it up and you know, tape it up. I don't do this for every single trade paperback, but this one is pretty expensive. Actually, this and then the CGC that I'll show you, these are a little special because, you know, they are higher dollar value. I put the extra layer here for protection. Normally I would just tape this to the bottom, but in case the bottom were to get a ding, at least it would have this extra layer. These prevent it from shifting around. I do believe packaging is one of the single most important things that we can do. We can do a lot of other things wrong, but if a customer gets a package and they feel that we did not take special preparation, special care to package their little baby that they're getting, that alone can really tick them off. So if there was any other little thing that went wrong in an entire transaction, it could mean the difference between that and a neg. And good packaging can overcome a lot of other issues. They feel that you are, you know, taking really good care of them, and if something else were to happen, it can mean the world. These weren't high dollar value, but they are heavy. And so I just wanted to, I found this box and it was perfect. I just wedged in some paper wrap, and then this will go basically on top, close it, easy peasy. Nothing special about that. I can be a little amazed watching some YouTube videos about how people package things. I'm just like, they just put them in an envelope, let them go, and hope that the postal service is gentle on them. But no way, I don't leave anything up to chance. You know, every time you package something, you got to do the shake test, right? Make sure it's not loose in there, it's secure for the destination. So here's that CGC. Now I don't package every single CGC this carefully. So underneath here is this. So a cutout of this padding that's underneath. And then I cut a piece of cardboard that fits right in. And then I taped it all around. And I have these things in there to secure it so it doesn't shift around. And then, you know, you just put that on like that, close it up, tape it up. It's good to go. And of course I'll be getting insurance on this in case there is a fluke crack, but this should easily make that journey. All right guys, hopefully this, and I don't, like I said, I don't package every CGC like this, but this one was super expensive, so I kind of want to take extra precautions. Hey guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up. The time is 6 p.m. Pacific on Friday. I started the video three hours ago. Got 2 more sales to show you, and then we'll talk numbers. This is I don't know what this is, to be honest with you. It's a little vinyl figure. It's free. I can't remember. I used Google Translate to tell me what this meant. Groove Garage Inc. I actually had an offer on this last week. I couldn't find it. I know it's a recurring theme, but I was able to, he hadn't bought it. So I took it down, messaged him, told him I'd find it. Found it while I was looking for the other thing. So we're all current on everything that I've not been able to find in recent times. So this sold for $25. I accepted an offer on this. I had bought this in a lot of different anime type things. I like buying those things. And then I sold a CD. This sold for 28 shipped. It's like a techno, it's called Euromix Volume 1. It's like dance music, trance, dance, rave, I don't know. I bought a whole bunch of these CDs at a garage sale last summer, and I still haven't gotten them all listed. And I think 2 or 3 of the CDs that I sold probably covered my entire purchase. I think I might have paid $35, $40 for like, I don't know, must have been like 50 CDs. So really good returns on those. I think it's just a matter of like, they're just obscure. I'm probably the only one out there that has it. So the total was 10 sales, $716, 5 organic, 5 promoted, and 8 of them were on my store, 2 of them were on my wife's store. So there's still room for the other store to actually have a few more sales today, but we will be talking about that either on Sunday or Saturday, depending on how the sales goes. And I don't know. I think this really illustrates how messed up eBay's search is and how messed up their website is because it's like one day you have 0 sales, nobody is interested in anything you've got, and the next day you have 10 sales at $716. That is not normal. That is my biggest complaint. Well, that's one of my biggest complaints with eBay, and that's why I feel like they need to do better. When you've been doing this long enough, you do get a feel for what's normal, what's not normal, what's the amount of normal offers that you have coming in, what's your normal traffic, what's your normal offers that you can send to watchers, and it feels like at times none of our listings are being seen by buyers, and that's a huge issue. I'm hoping eBay can figure it out. Today felt normal. Today felt way more than normal. Like I'm happy. I like to do 10 sales right around 285 a day, like consistently. I don't really like 0 sales one day, 700. I'm not complaining, guys. Don't get me wrong. Today was a good day. The local sale, that was just, I didn't buy that to resell. I bought it and then we never used it and my dog passed. And then I just wanted to kind of, I'm constantly I'm a minimalist at heart. You'd think I was a hoarder, but everything I buy is to resell, and I'm always in our common living space areas, I'm always trying to minimize and get rid of as much things as possible. So hopefully your guys' sales are doing well. Today was a kick-ass day. Can't complain about it. But 2 sales accounted for, let's be real, 2 sales accounted for about 70%, 65% of the sales. So that's not sustainable. I'm not always going to run into some CGC books like that, but hey, let's live for the day. Have a great weekend, and we will talk to you guys soon. Please feed that YouTube algo. I really need your help getting to 1,000 subs so we can get this channel monetized. That is the goal. Don't let anybody on YouTube tell you that they aren't doing it for the money. I'm doing it for YouTube's money, not your money. Talk to you guys later. Bye.